the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was introduced. And I said to myself, if I were to introduce Mr. President, how would I do it? And I just said, I will let people know that this is a man that I'm willing to stake everything for, because he's the man that brought Nigeria back from the brink of economic collapse when our net foreign reserve stood at barely $1 billion US. But today, we celebrate a foreign reserve, a net foreign reserve that is about $40 billion US, and a gross foreign reserve that is at $50.7 billion US. I think Mr. President deserves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption doesn't just go away, you tackle it systematically. And today, I am proud to say that on the first day of his inauguration, he systematically tackled corruption by stopping the fuel subsidy regime. I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't stop there. He looked at the nation that our foreign exchange was eating deep into the nation, and he floated the foreign exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, today the black market and the real market has been unified. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man that understood education, and that is why he said that a 4-year term will be 4 years. And today, with the agreement between ASU and the federal government, I can tell you boldly that this is the only administration that has the shortest strike ever, with just 9-day strike. And today, ladies and gentlemen, our students in our university receive NELFund loan. Almost 1 million students are already benefiting, and they are receiving 20,000 naira monthly stipend. Today, ladies and gentlemen, in education, Mr. President has built several technical colleges across the nation, tuition free for all the students. And students from the federal technical colleges are receiving salary up to the tune of 45,000 naira. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a president who decided that this nation will continue to thrive, and he's taking up giant infrastructural development. Today we are talking about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a 700-kilometer road. We are talking about the 1,000-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Highway. We are talking about the repair and rehabilitation of the Shagamu-Ijebu-Ode-Ore Highway. We are talking about the Mboin-Calabar Superhighway, Calabar Abuja Superhighway. We're talking about the Bini Asaba rehabilitation. We're talking about the Iwo Road to Ilesha to Akure Superhighway. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Mr. President deserves a bigger and a better round of applause. There's been no president in the history of this nation that has the inclusion of Nigerian youth in his government like this president. You can talk about Naseni, you can talk about the Southeast Development Commission, young men making Nigerian proud. Over 9 billion are given out for the small and medium scale businesses. Mr. President is turning the situation of Nigeria around. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, join me and celebrate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR!